All right, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, cool, man. Good to see you, bro. How are
Good to
you?
see you. I'm doing great.
Where?
Just got home from work and just yeah, beautiful weather here. Where are you? You're in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm in San Diego. It's kind of cold and a little dreary today.
Wow. Okay,
Which
that's
isn't
weird.
isn't usual. Where are you?
I'm in
Okay.
Austin, Texas, and it's like 86 degrees today or something. It's nice.
Yeah, beautiful. And so I met you at Raina Rooftop like almost a year ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. And this is the second year. When I had met you, we had just done the first one of these events that I had thrown. But I remember seeing your set, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air, like amidst a world of DJs where, and I would put myself in that category where, we kind of press buttons and turn knobs. But there's a level of creativity and real being a musician, I think, that comes into it when you bust out the sax, and I was really excited to see that. And I remember telling you right then, I'm like, yo, I throw this event, it's like a year away, but I'd love to have you
I
there.
remember that day. I remember that
Yeah.
day. Yeah, that was a good meeting, and I remember you telling me about your event. Super into wellness and fitness, and just thought it would be perfect to participate with that kind of awesome vibe. I saw the lineup you guys have, and yeah, that's right up my alley. All of the wellness and you know, good karma. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, cool. So I'm curious to if you don't mind elaborating on that, what is it that, because that ultimately I wanted to get to this question and we'll jump into it and then circle back, but um yeah, what is it that interested you about this event? Because you really were excited about it when I brought it back up, and you're traveling from further than anybody else that's going to come and play, and you were just excited to play, which means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for that. Um, so you mentioned like the wellness aspect. Like, tell me a little bit more about yourself and how this aligns with you, because I honestly don't know you that well.
Yeah, I mean, so I've always been into wellness and fitness, and I'm spirituality and uh, healthy eating habits and natural things. And when I go to Tulum, I'm always trying to find a sound bath or meditation situation that's just to make you feel better. And so I've always enjoyed that lifestyle. And so an event that style that had music involved, I just thought would be great. Plus, Southern California and San Diego ish, and I just haven't been out there a ton, so I thought it'd just be a great opportunity. So
Yeah. Have you found good sound baths and meditation in Tulum?
yeah, oh for sure. If you need if you need to know, actually they change. Yeah, my favorite. Well, the days just changed, so I miss them this season. They were always on Fridays, now they're on Wednesdays. But there's others. But I can tell you if you're going, my favorite sound baths, and I mean they're all. I've never been to a bad sound bath actually. So
I
like,
have. I've been to
you
one.
have? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing about this event here with the camp out is I'm kind of able to curate some of the best things, the best people in these fields that I've met or experienced through my random relationships and kind of magnetize. There's nobody that's like less than A plus doing a sound bath at this event. I mean, it's a phenomenal people doing the sound bath. So, yeah, I hope, I know that you said you're probably not going to arrive until Friday, but I hope that you get a good chance to experience some of those things. We're doing two of them a day, each day, one in the morning and one late at night at 1 a.m. So I'm sure you'll get to experience it.
Yeah, I'll get at least a couple because we'll get there Friday by 1 or noon or something. Then we don't leave till Sunday.
Cool.
So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Actually, Lyria, who's going to be doing the 1 a.m. on Sunday night, who you'll be able to do that one. She's actually from Austin, and I kind of met her randomly through events similar to how I met you, and she's actually making the trek. So you and her are coming the furthest.
Interesting.
And so I'm excited to have both of you. But yeah, maybe you guys should connect because she's like world class flute player.
Oh
And
wow. Awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe you guys could connect in Austin. So
Sorry, I have a dog.
I thought I heard a dog. Yeah, a little chirp there.
He
Cool.
hears other dogs. Anyway, yeah, no, looking, yeah, I love a good flute. You know, all the sound baths are different, and so I love a good flute with a sound bath. So,
Yeah. So tell me
do you
about
want to take him out, maybe? Sorry, let me have him just taken
no
out.
no worries.
Um, so yeah, go ahead.
So the first thing when I kind of started like looking into you and the like biographies and descriptions that came up is about you being an ER doctor and then changed to saxophonist DJ. I'm curious if you could tell me about that, if you're still doing that, and how those worlds merge.
Yeah, I still do both. So I'm still a full-time doctor. And then, so I grew up playing sax. My whole family were musicians and doctors. So there's music. Everybody did music as well. My sister's a professional musician, brother, like straight up full professional. I didn't. I played in college and then I stopped and I went the medicine route. I didn't touch an instrument for 20 years. And then COVID happened and I'm not the only one to have picked something back up during COVID. But so sorry. Um, happened, and then I picked my saxophone back up and started playing. And I initially was going to take jazz lessons. Interesting. Thought that's the way you're supposed to do that eventually. And I mean, after every jazz lesson, I would just come home and play along with whatever I had playing in my, throughout my speakers, which would always be house music or whatever. And then I saw, really important, Jimmy Sax, famous, best one in the world, doing what I'm doing, the best in the world, period. I was watching all of his shows and just kind of thought that was something awesome, and decided to go to Tulum in the winter of the first COVID because it was open and we were close to it. And I just thought that'd be a place to go hear some music. Well, it turns out, the music style down there's a whole different world of its own entirety, which I've grown to love. And after going down there and hearing that music, which started with nomadic and organic and, real down tempo, slow, organic Middle Eastern awesomeness, and then going so many times repeatedly and making connections and getting into things and learning about, Afro house, obviously, of course, and, indie dance, melodic techno, and just the jungle vibes and tribal and all this stuff down there. And then playing with so many people over so many years, and just developing so many connections. My vibe has shifted straight to the Tulum vibe with all the things I just mentioned, and I don't really do the same stuff that I was listening to back at the beginning of COVID. But the premise is the same: saxophone on top of like electronic music, and just make an incredible vibe out of it, the best you can. So that's
Yeah.
how that started.
So I'm curious a little bit about how you pick your tracks because so I saw that there's only one track out that I could find that you have produced and released as a recorded track. So I'm guessing that most of what you're mixing, you're finding, you must pick somewhat specifically certain tracks that are going to work well with having a sax play over it. How do you find that music and select it?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of listening and 5 years and probably eight or 100 or 1,000 gigs and thousands of songs later, I've gotten pretty good at selecting things. But it's so first of all, that track that I made with even as he's a friend. He's got a studio. He produces, and he invited me to come over and play on something. No, that was a house track, and I don't really play that. I haven't been producing any music because I have a full-time day job, and so when I get home, I'm working the best I can to be as good as I can on the sax, be as good as I can on the equipment. And actually, I am writing music. Every time I do a show, I just did a New York gig with 25 tracks, 20 which are new, all of which I wrote ahead of time, meaning come up with some kind of a strategy and then you ad lib during it, but then you kind of replay it the same. And that is kind of writing music. I just haven't had the time or the connection to get someone to put those things out or have the saxophone edit. I mean, these things all exist. I just don't have the time. I'm still working as a full time ER doctor. But back to your question. Yeah, I mean, so sound research and Tulum visits, all the connections, all the Instagrams, and all of the DJs that I just listen to. And I, when I hear something I like, I find it. I get people sending me promos, and through the years, and now I've kind of settled on where I mean, my sound. I think people when they watch me, they come up and say to me, I think you said the same thing, probably like it's the heart and energy you can tell that I'm putting into it. That's a super special thing that I add to the show. People can just tell that I love what I'm doing, and then there's this energy that comes out, and it's usually a dark melodic, hopefully sexy, sophisticated sound, unique. I don't really hear other people doing exactly my thing. I hear DJ Saxes all over the world. I listen to everybody I can find. I kind of have my own sound, and that's basically from sort of living musically in Tulum. Then I got on to the Downtown Tulum radio team and been with all of those events and learning with those guys and all of the DJs that come through there. And a lot of them are famous, and Aaron Sevilla and all the people that have played there. And I've just kind of curated my sound literally from having gone to Tulum probably 100 times and done hundreds and hundreds, 700 shows and no, sorry, probably 400 shows in Tulum. But that's where I get most of my music from. Before my set, after my set, walking down the beach, walking up hearing something. I mean, I hear all this stuff. I find out who the artist is. I look at their playlist, just, like all you other DJs are doing the same thing, but mine's coming all from the beaches pretty much,
Yeah.
Tulum. So that's where I'm getting my sound from. And, like I said, that I'm down to make tracks and produce. I'm at the full max of what I can do with what I'm currently doing.
Yeah. Well, and your job is not just like any regular like desk job or something. I imagine I know nothing about this world, but I imagine it is quite demanding, right? I mean,
Yeah. So right, and I've done that for a long time, so it kind of comes to me now, and I really my mental focus after work is always only on music. I really just it's been music for 5 years now. After work, multiple hours every day, pretty much the weekends and all the gigs, travel, and collaborations with everybody, and so that's been like a music education, seriously. So I didn't go to music school. I have a lot of DJ friends that went to music school actually, and I didn't, but my family are musicians, and I've kind of been learning music from everybody and a lot of practice. So,
yeah. So downtown Tulum Radio, what is that? When and how did you get involved with that and
okay.
what do you do with them?
Actually, yeah. Awesome story. I had just a friend. The first place I ended up playing in Tulum significantly was Mia. Super lucky. I mean, as stories go, I kid you not, the first time I walked by this place, Mia Beach Club, I just thought it was the most awesome thing. And this is before I had done much. And I was said to myself, I will never get to like do anything like that. If like 2 months later, I was playing there like 20 times that season. So, I mean, it's funny how things work out. People I met there, Agarista was a resident DJ there. The next year, Downtown Tulum Radio opened and started, and he got on that team. And then he invited me to play with him. I probably did 25 sets with him before I started taking over my own DJing. And so, anyway, he invited me in first. We all liked each other, and it was a good team. There was maybe 7, 8 resident DJs there. I was the only musician person. And then a couple of years ago, I started doing my own DJing fully, and they kept me on and have given me. I've done 20 solo shows. I mean, I could do more. I just don't live there, so everyone's a separate trip. Yeah, so that's a great thing at Downtown Tulum Radio. It is a internet, and they also have an FM station. They have FM station in Playa del Carmen and Cancun that runs live from 10 p.m. till 6 or 7 a.m. The rest of it's internet based. Now they stay open. It's a studio, so they stay open by they sell spots, and that's people from all over the world come and they play on the radio, and that's how we stay open. Is it's a business, and but yeah, I mean, famous people have been through there. All the famous people through Tulum eventually at some point have played on Downtown Tulum Radio. It's a good reach. It's a good vibe. it's good learning. And I mean, half the stuff I've learned has been from those people. Um, and so I'm on that team. I'd throw some events around Austin under that label. Um, I support, I'm part of their team if I can ever make it. Whenever, if, when they go to Ibiza, if I could get off of work, I'm always invited to their events. And so it's a great collaboration. And, they add to me, I add to them. And there's a good core group of like 7, 8 people, along with all the rest of the world that comes there and plays whenever
Yeah.
they're in Tulum. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So
Yeah.
you're playing at like beach clubs in Tulum, you're playing at venues, rooftops where I met you, places in Austin. You recently did a gig in New York. What's been your favorite place to play?
Oh man, that is so hard. I love good sunset. I've always loved sunsets. Oh, that I fell in love with sunsets at Cafe Del Mar in Ibiza 20 years ago before I was playing any music, and that's where I actually fell in love with this entire genre of electronic music or this entire industry. I must have done 60 sunsets in Ibiza over a few years at Cafe Del Mar. So love sunsets, and that's really where my mind goes whenever I'm thinking about a place. So plus my music just goes perfect for that. Start sexy and higher energy, and that's just kind of perfect for that. That being said, that's my favorite thing to do. Also, that means you don't have to be up super late. um, but yeah, no, I mean, I get invited a lot of places that are super fun. I like the big clubs too. I did a grand opening in San Antonio 3 weeks ago, brand new big club, late night thing, high energy. I just did New York City, somewhere nowhere bar this past a few days ago, and that's a late night club thing, and your energy has to be a little bit higher there, but I can do that, and I've just kind of played all the venue. I mean, beach clubs during the day, awesome, you know, energy. A little higher energy than the sunset session. You're going to have your slower, then your faster energy. I mean, just kind of played all these venues in Tulum, all the beach clubs, most of the sunset places, and a bunch of restaurants. And they don't have, the stuff kind of ends there at once. They don't really have. There's a couple late night clubs. I don't really even try to attempt to do those there. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, well, that's good. I think we hopefully will provide for you. I've got you planned for the kind of the sunset slot from 7 to 8:30-ish, and all those times will be a little bit flexible, but the sun sets at 7:15. So you'll be playing right through sunset and dusk. Um and I'm curious, you kind of went into this a little bit, but is there anything you could tell us about what we might expect from your sunset set at the camp out?
yes. All right. So now that I can think better because my my puppy is not at my feet. Yeah, my music style, I really search hard for. I'm looking for dark, sexy music that's got some melody to it, and I've got some good things planned. I've been putting some everything time I like a couple songs every other day that I'm really falling in love with. I'm going to put together for this set. So yeah, it's probably gonna be some little bit of organic house and some Afro house and maybe a little bit of indie and melodic. And that's just my shtick is basically those four is organic Afro, indie, and melodic techno. But I'm really looking for the ethereal is not the word. I'm just gonna have to say complex, sexy, sophisticated with dark, sexy vibe is what I'm looking for. That's what I hope I'm bringing.
Cool. Yeah. Dark, sexy, sophisticated sounds pretty good to me. I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm always shooting for.
Cool.
No, we're good. I'm looking forward to it. It's what is it? About a month? It's less than a month.
Less than
Exactly
a
like
month,
28 days or something.
something, yeah, coming up.
Super excited. It's gonna be so much fun.
Cool. Yeah, I hope you have a great time. And I'm glad that you're it really does. I'll say thank you again because the when I asked you about it and you're just so interested and so quick to like, yes, let me see how I can make it work. Let me take days off. Let me fly out there, all of that. At the end of the day, this is a pretty small festival, and it's like in its infancy. This is only the second one I've thrown, the third one. And we'll keep doing it annually. But all that said, when I reach out to someone who like, I heard your music, I know you're so far, I feel like the possibility that you're going to actually be able to make it work to come all the way out here for this little micro fest and play for us. It was kind of like a shot in the dark, but it means a lot to me that you're excited about it and interested. And I hope that the experiences aside from your set that you're able um, to have here will be worth the trip. So I look
I'm
forward
super
to.
excited about all the artists I saw on there. I'm stoked to hear their music. You always get new ideas from other people's stuff, and you got a lot of good stuff going on. I'm excited to, take away some learning experiences and some new music.
Awesome. Cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks for meeting with me, Steve. I appreciate it. And again, reach out if you need anything, and I'll be seeing you in just a few weeks now.
See you soon, brother. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Much love.
Bye bye. You too, much love.